I wish Shaeeda would stop going to Bilal's family members for advice. 90-Day Fiancé fans slam Bilal's mother for giving poor advice to Shaeeda. Tonight on 90-Day Fiancé, Shaeeda spoke to Bilal's mother about her relationship issues. She had been struggling to decide whether she should sign a prenup before marrying Bilal or leave for her hometown of Trinidad and Tobago. Shaeeda said that she looked up to Bilal's mother's marriage of more than 46 years. She told viewers that she knew that there was no such thing as a perfect marriage, but felt that Bilal's mother's marriage involved a very strong connection between two imperfect people. Bilal's mother advised her to sign the prenup and surrender to her partner. Shaeeda said that she felt insecure because people in her community did not view the person they were going to marry as a potential suspect and get them to sign prenups. However, Bilal's mother said that it was a good idea to have every transaction in writing and mentioned that Bilal was hurt from his previous relationships. Shaeeda eventually agreed to sign the prenup, but wanted to add a clause stating they would have kids before she turned 40. 90-Day Fiancé fans felt that Bilal's mother was being unfair and gaslighting Shaeeda to make her agree to Bilal's terms. They also felt that she was defending her son's problematic behavior. 90-Day Fiancé fans took to Twitter to slam Bilal's mother for her advice. They compared her advice to that of Muhammad's mother, who suggested that Muhammad should not force his partner into his religion and culture. However, Shaeeda Sween had always dreamed of opening her own yoga studio. Ever since she moved from Trinidad to the US to be with her husband, Bilal Haziz, she had envisioned a space where she could share her passion for yoga with others. However, Bilal, ever the cautious businessman, was skeptical. One evening, as they sat on their couch, Shaeeda excitedly showed Bilal a business plan she had prepared. "Bilal, I've done all the research. There's a perfect location in Kansas City, and I even have a plan for marketing." Bilal sighed, setting down his cup of tea. "Babe, I love that you have a dream, but businesses are risky. We need to be smart about this. What if it doesn't work?" Shaeeda frowned. "You always focus on the what-ifs. What if it does work? What if this is my chance to prove myself?" Seeing the determination in her eyes, Bilal decided to support her on one condition. "Let's start small," he said. "Maybe rent a space in an existing gym first. If it works, we'll talk about a full studio." Excited, Shaeeda agreed. She found a local wellness center willing to let her host yoga classes a few times a week. Slowly, she built a loyal clientele. Women from different backgrounds came to her classes, drawn by her warmth and expertise. A few months later, one of her clients, a real estate investor, approached her. "Shaeeda, have you ever thought about owning your own studio? I have a property that would be perfect." When she told Bilal, he was surprised but impressed. "You really made this happen," he admitted. "Let's go check it out." After visiting the location, Bilal finally gave his full support. Together, they worked on launching Shaeeda's Serenity Studio. On opening day, as she guided a packed class through their first session, Shaeeda felt tears of joy well up. She had done it with hard work, patience, and a little compromise. As Bilal watched from the sidelines, he smiled. Maybe being a dreamer wasn't such a bad thing after all. However, Shaeeda Sween sat in front of the mailbox, her heart pounding. It had been months since she had applied for her green card, and every day, she waited anxiously for a letter from USCIS. Bilal, her husband, walked in with his usual calm demeanor. "Still no news?" he asked, handing her a cup of tea. She sighed. "No, Bilal. I feel like I'm in limbo. I love you, but I also want to be independent here." Bilal smiled, placing a reassuring hand on hers. "It'll come, babe. Just have faith." Shaeeda tried to distract herself by focusing on her yoga business. Ever since she had moved to the US, she had dreamed of opening her own yoga studio. However, without a green card, things were complicated. She couldn't legally work without restrictions, and every business opportunity required paperwork she didn't have yet. One afternoon, while preparing for an online yoga session, her phone pinged. It was an email from USCIS. Her breath caught as she clicked it open. "Your application has been approved. Your green card will be mailed within the next 2 weeks." Tears filled her eyes. "Bilal," she screamed. It's happening. I got approved. Bilal ran into the room, his face lighting up with pride. See? I told you. Congratulations, my love. The next 2 weeks felt like the longest of her life. She checked the mailbox every day, nervous that something would go wrong. But finally, one bright morning, a thick envelope arrived. With trembling fingers, she opened it and pulled out the card. Her face stared back at her from the official document, Shaeeda Sween, permanent resident of the United States. A wave of emotions hit her. Relief, joy, excitement, and most importantly, freedom. She turned to Bilal, tears streaming down her face. This is just the beginning. Now, I can finally make my dreams come true. Bilal hugged her tightly. I never doubted you for a second. That night, they celebrated with a quiet dinner, just the two of them. As she held her green card in her hands, she knew that her journey had been worth it. This was her new beginning, and she was ready to embrace every moment of it. However, Shaeeda Sween had always dreamed of coming to America, and after months of long-distance conversations with Bilal Haziz, the day had finally arrived. The moment she stepped off the plane at the airport in Kansas City, the excitement in her heart was undeniable. Bilal, standing with a sign that read, "Welcome, Shaeeda," beamed with a smile that made her feel both nervous and excited. The couple had spent a year getting to know each other, and while their relationship had its share of challenges, Shaeeda felt that Bilal was the one. However, Bilal had his own plans for the future, and he had a unique way of testing her commitment. He was cautious, not wanting to rush into anything too quickly. He had his own house, his own rules, and he made sure Shaeeda was aware of the differences in their cultures and lifestyles. Shaeeda was determined to make this work. She had left everything behind in Trinidad, her family, her friends, her job, and was ready to begin a new life with Bilal. However, she quickly realized that adjusting to life in America wasn't as easy as she had hoped. Bilal, while loving, had a very particular way of doing things. He insisted on maintaining control of many aspects of their life, especially finances, and had a very structured approach to their relationship. One afternoon, after a heated conversation about their living arrangements, Shaeeda decided it was time to voice her concerns. Bilal, I love you, but I can't live in your shadow. I want to make decisions for myself, too, she told him. Bilal looked taken aback, but then softened. Shaeeda, I don't want to control you. I just want to make sure we build a solid foundation. I didn't expect it to be easy, but I believe in us. Shaeeda smiled, relieved that they could finally have an honest conversation. I believe in us too, but we need balance. You have your ways, and I have mine. We need to find a middle ground. Over the next few weeks, Bilal and Shaeeda worked on their relationship, navigating their cultural differences and figuring out how to live together in harmony. Bilal began to open up more about his past and his fears, and Shaeeda learned to appreciate his cautious approach to life. Despite their challenges, they found comfort in each other's presence. As time went on, Shaeeda started to feel more at home in America, but the reality of starting a new life in a new country remained daunting. She missed her family, the warm Caribbean weather, and the familiarity of her old life. Bilal, recognizing her struggles, promised to support her in any way he could. He suggested they travel back to Trinidad together for a visit once things settled. One evening, as they sat on the couch watching the sunset through the window, Shaeeda turned to Bilal. I'm not sure where this journey will take us, but I'm glad I'm on it with you. Bilal smiled, pulling her closer. Me too, Shaeeda. We'll figure it out, one step at a time. And so, together, they continued their journey, facing the unknown but hopeful for the future, knowing that love and patience were the keys to making it work. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Amelia. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel.